There was blood on the saddle. Slack-eyed and sleepy, subpoena in pocket, late-night trip to make the morning docket. Wide awake as I pass tracks of fences, corralling endless black acres where horses sleep standing up, sheep sleep in the field, and the shepherd still sleeps tied to a buck fence. Sober trip seems to take longer as distance in Wyoming is judged by how many beers it takes to get from here to there. It takes 6 to get from here to Rollins. Traveling along good old 80, linking good old boys and a good old never keeping good old secrets from the good old days before they raised the drinking age, after they were put out to pasture in a bloodless coup by the women of Cheyenne. That is, except for the last of the Coca-Cola cowboys of the not-so-sweetwater, as a slackwater clack slaps me in the face with my checkered past. I fall off task into a daze as I'm drawn back to the day a secret was born right here in my car on this road. I finished my growler, beer dripped from lips onto lap as he said they slipped off a cliff, covered up with a whitewash white trash sheet as I'm suddenly snapped back to low beams reflecting off of tiny ice particles in the brittle fall air. Faller as they shoot straight up like spotlights heralding the premiere of a macabre documentary trapped in my subconscious for years, like the smell in the trunk of a 79 Concorde at the salvage yard, parts glistening in the sun, waiting patiently for AMCs to again be hip cars. I can't shake the image of what it must have been like for them, tumbling down a 200-foot flaming gorge, flaming cliff. General Powell turned his head as husband, father, tweaker tossed them screaming or already dead. Either way, evil is like tiny black holes in long black veils, drawing everything in and compressing it into a singularity like a funeral or a trial. Organ players grind Rock of Ages, or will the circle be unbroken? By the by, Lord, but he didn't cry, and I'll tell you why. 'Cause he had dollar signs in his eyes. The seed was planted by a grand jury and several months later spawned a trial as I sat on the stand again, slapped in the face by the county's lackey with the past and pictures. Oh, the pictures! Mangled corpses twisted like his logic, rendering imagination useless like a bloated cow in a ditch. The pictures, you son of a bitch! Yeah, you know the ones they made the jury see! Oh, thank you for the PTSD! But then I thought of my family, and it reminded me of why I was there, willingly. Because you see, the last thing my wife sees are my brown eyes before we kiss. The last thing his wife saw when she looked into his eyes was the abyss. The last thing my son sees before lights out and I tuck him in is my face. The last thing his son saw before being tossed and smashed into the rocks was his face. Some drink to remember, some drink, drive, and kill on the road to Fort Collins. Some drink just to get from here to Rollins.